Lucas Lewis, 17 months, alcohol poisoning, Down syndrome. Lucas Bauman, 23 months, unknown, possibly restraint-related, autistic-like behaviors, born addicted to narcotics. Anu Choi, 15, stabbed, autism and ADHD. Linda Kelly, 18 years old, acute and chronic bed sores, spina bifida, spina bifida. 21-year-old man, gunshot, autism. Pendo Nundy, missing December 2014, 4 years old, albinism. Mark Green, 56 years old, gunshot, intellectual disability. Mark was an avid cyclist who could usually be found riding his bicycle around the neighborhood. 21-year-old man, asphyxia, cerebral palsy and intellectual disability. Fardeen Khan, 8 years old, blunt trauma, unspecified. Fardeen's disability is unknown, but it may be cerebral palsy from a fall to the floor as a baby. Joyce Taylor, 26 years old, asphyxia, unspecified, mental illness, possibly depression. She was pregnant when she died. Her 4-month-old fetus, a boy, died with her. Emily Kaminsky, 16 years old, prescription drug overdose, multiple disabilities including blindness. 6-year-old girl stabbed, autism. Ezra Miller, also known as Ezra Decker, 6 years old, blunt force trauma, ADHD, bedwetting, and speech impediment. Tamba Turpin, 36 years old, asphyxia, unspecified. She could not work because of a disability from a car accident in her teens. 12-year-old boy, homicide, intellectual disability. His body was found dumped in the fields. He had been overloaded and murdered. His cousins were on the run, but were caught by police and confessed to the crime. 9-year-old boy, traumatic injury, ADHD. Joandia Butler, 28, stab wounds, PTSD and bipolar disorder claimed by killer. Joandia was a U.S. Army veteran who had served for 6 years in 2 tours of duty in Iraq. She had met her boyfriend while they were both being treated for PTSD at a military hospital. Chiaki Kino, 36, asphyxia, mentally disabled. Kiko Kino, mother, arrested on suspicion of murder. Lem Maykem, 76, asphyxia, stroke, wheelchair user, and chronic illness. Omar Amran, 3 years old, stabbed, autism. Neighbors left flowers, notes, and toys outside his apartment building. One neighbor remembered that Omar used to throw his toys over his balcony, and his neighbor used to bring them back to him. Hu Yi Tang, 27, stab injury, autism, and intellectual disability. Miss Tang's father stabbed her to death before killing himself. He was worried about her future. Andrea Bartlett, 38 years old, neglect, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, and developmental disability. She liked music, crinkling paper, and watching the fish in a fish tank. Zoe Whitford, 3 years old, suffocation, autism. Her mother suffocated her with a Minnie Mouse pillow. She died 3 days later in the hospital. Chang Ting Tin Hin, 6 years old, strangled, ADHD. The little boy was a primary 1 student whom neighbors remember as kind and polite. 5-year-old girl, blunt trauma, epilepsy. Malachi Lawson, 4 years old, Bones, walked with a limp, possibly autism. Malachi loved Paw Patrol and Mickey Mouse. He liked dancing and his favorite color was blue. He had been taken to foster care, but returned to his mother and her partner. Sotero Ogata, 5 years old, asphyxia, autism, and ADHD. His family had moved to Singapore from Japan. His father, a businessman, had been away on a business trip when Sotoro was murdered. Sotoro's brother, Haruto, survived unharmed. Elmer Norris. Okay, so this one actually hits close to home. Because of the location. So yeah. Anyway, 91 years old, pneumonia, pressure source, unspecified, needed help with daily life activities. Ellie Price, 26 years old, stabbed, borderline personality disorder. Sophie, 3 years old, drugged and suffocated, cerebral palsy. Abigail Humes, 6 years old, blunt force trauma, unspecified. Abigail's nickname was Cake or Cupcake. She was a fan of Disney's Doc McStuffins and PJ Masks. She liked to play with her younger sister Mary. Ryu Sakayama, 17 years old, strangulation, unspecified mental disability. Ayano Sakayama, mother, convicted and sentenced to 2 years, suspended for 3 years. I'll be back doing more after I get my bath, guys, so yeah.